Hello, second graders. Happy Wednesday. Jumping on just to go over today's lesson real fast with you. Make sure everybody's good. Remember, always, if you have questions, you're welcome to ask me during office hours in the afternoon or send me a dojo message and let me know you have a concern. You ready? Let's go. All right. Today is Wednesday. For letter land this week, remember we're dealing with those two special plurals. We're dealing with that final S that turns into a V and adds ES when we make a word plural. And we are dealing with our irregular plurals that change the word. We have 1 foot, but we have 2 feet. We have 1 tooth, but we have lots of teeth. So be sure that you're studying all 12 words. On Friday, they will be inside of Seesaw and waiting for you. Leaf, leaves, path, paths, life, lives, yourself, yourselves, foot to feet, teeth. For your fluency lesson for lesson 6 this week, you have your instant words at the top. Make sure that you study them as many times as necessary. You are expected to be able to just say it, no sounding it out. Just say the word. Phrases, please review all of your phrases. Remember, phrases are not sentences, they are parts of the sentence. So when you read them in Seesaw, don't try to make it a sentence. That seems to be a little issue for us. The last thing, of course, is our fluency story. Make sure you're practicing it. This week it's a letter. That's a little different. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it all or just part of it. So you need to be prepared for both. And of course, your questions at the bottom of the Friday. Your ladder today says in the doghouse. So be sure that you read the clues and complete your ladder. This week for vocabulary, we've been talking about ways of eating. We can taste it or bite it or chew it or chomp it. Or if we're just literally starving, we can devour it. So you've got some sentences. Be sure that you tell me some answers. Like for instance, number 2 says 3 things that sound so gross, I would not be willing to taste them. What's something that sounds so gross, you wouldn't be willing to taste it? 2 types of candy that are really chewy. Ooh, think about some candy that's chewy and tell me 2 kinds. So be sure that you can complete 1 through 5. With this week, our essential question is dealt with, what do heroes do? And we talked about 2 kinds of heroes, but Ms. Bland also reminded you that there are different, many kinds of heroes that we have in our world. We're reading a biography this week about Mr. Cesar Chavez. The biography tells a true story of a person's life. We're going to be able to summarize it. That means I need you to be able to tell me about Mr. Caesar and not look in the book. You're just telling me the things that he did in the order that they occurred or happened. And sequence, that's telling it in order first, and then next, and then, and last. It's important to be able to sequence the story, just like you can sequence what you do every day. And of course, the author's purpose, why in the world he wrote the story. We talked yesterday that it deals with PI, persuade, entertain, or inform. Persuade, inform, or entertain, PI. And you got to decide which one you think it does. Your story for today is Cesar Chavez. Be sure that you reread your story in your little reading book. Once you've reread your story, make sure you talk about the elements of biography are both fiction and nonfiction. Authors write biographies to tell a story of a person's life. Biographies have story elements, characters, setting, problem, the solution. Use your story about Cesar Chavez to fill in each of these 4 boxes. Telling me about the characters in the biography. Where were they? The setting. There may be more than one. He moved, so there's more than one setting. Then the problem in the story and the solution. What did he do to solve it? Then you've got some questions. Who's the main character? What was the problem or conflict that he faced? What did the character do to solve this problem? What changes do you see in the character? And what did the character learn or realize? And the message, what are we taking away from the story? What do we want to learn? What did Cesar Chavez want everybody to remember? That everybody should be treated how? That's huge. That's something we can take with us for the rest of our lives. That everyone should be treated. Fill it in. You got 8 new vocabulary words this week. Agree and challenging, discover and heroes, interest and perform, study and succeed. Today's vocabulary practice, you're going to use the word succeed and heroes. Tell me something that you want to succeed at. And tell me what you think it takes to be an amazing hero. or tell me some of your heroes. Be sure to include a little picture. Doesn't have to be artwork, just a sketch is fine. We talked about synonyms this week, words that mean almost the same thing. So let's practice a few. The next page in your package should look like mine. You are going to look at the word that is given, and then you're going to look at the gray box at the top. From the gray box, I need you to choose the word that's the synonym. For instance, if it's loud, then more than likely the synonym for loud, you guessed it, is noisy. So you would write noisy on the line. Sorry about that. All right, so then we move on to math. Math for today, you have a sprint that looks like this. Oh my goodness. I need you to think, listen to what I say. We know that meters are always longer. So ones like this, where it says 1 meter or 110 centimeters, you have to think a little bit. It is okay if it's not perfect. But the ones that are like this, that say 32 centimeters and 13 centimeters, are easy. Don't worry about the centimeter, just look at the two numbers. Which one is larger? 32. So you would circle the 32. I don't want you to time yourself. Just answer all 44. That's different. Just answer all 44. All right, we're working on measurement this week, and what Ms. Bland really wants you to do is just practice using that ruler. So you're going to measure both lines, centimeter still, and then you're going to compare. So you measure line A, you write the centimeter, measure line B. And then it says line A is about blank centimeters longer. So you're going to have to do a little math, a little subtracting. You can put the math over to the side, just so I can see your thinking. But you're just comparing the lines. On number 3, you're comparing 3 lines. You're going to have to do math, right? You're going to have to do a 2-step math to find your answers. Now, we are not doing number 4 where you're converting to meters, so you may feel free to skip that one. That one will not be completed today. The second page, you're talking about meters as well. We are not going to address number 5, but you can complete number 6 and number 7. Now, your homework assignment page is the next page, and it does the exact same thing that you just did on the other. You just need to make sure that when you're comparing the two, that you do include your word problem off to the side. Make sure that I know your thinking and what was going on. So when you get to the back side, you're going to talk about the same. Make sure that when you're measuring your lines, you are careful to show what you are doing. Now, for our back side, I am asking that you see it, that page. You can just mark it right on out. It will not be needed for today. And for your summative page, you have a question at the top that asks you to work with a number line. You then have a problem that is dealing with minutes on Monday and minutes on Tuesday. Be sure that you do it. I'm so sorry that I took all your space. So you'll just need to write that problem out to the side. At the bottom, you have a review of addition and subtraction and the problem 76 minus 39. Be sure that you show me all 4 ways. Remember, first way is our traditional way. Second way is totals below. Third way is place value. And fourth way, of course, is both of your number bonds. We are still dealing with states of matter. Yesterday, we dealt with solids. Today, we meet liquids. You are to read the passage about liquids, answer all 3 questions. Be sure that you find your answers. Text evidence inside of your passage. You may underline it with a highlighter, pencil, or crayon, and be sure to write the answers down at the bottom. On the other side, you are going to draw pictures or write the word for at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 liquids. It can be a liquid that you see at your house or a liquid that you know exists, but make sure you list 8. You're welcome to draw the picture or to write the word. If you choose to draw the picture, then you must include a word. Some explain will know what it is. All right, my friends, that's it for today. Remember, office hours this afternoon if you need something. If you don't, then make sure that you complete Seesaw for today as well so that you don't leave anything out.